Alright, anime advice. We're going to make this pretty quick. I'm SaudiFan16, and as usual here we got TJ1987. And this week...
Okay, I'm on the site now.
Yeah. This week we are going to do an ode to Tom Pinchuk and everything. So we're going to talk about some series of his. And today we are covering the entire collection, all 37 episodes of Death Note. And everything. You know, the manga started in 03, ran in 2006 for 12 volumes. And then, of course, you got the 37 episode anime for that ran from 06 to 07. It's gotten a novel, like 3 games, 2 live action films, another anime film, and everything. So a lot to it, and obviously it's a very controversial anime. So we'll get right to it. Sub versus dub.
I'm obviously gonna go with sub, but it's one of those that you should probably watch in dub, just because the sheer amount of information that they talk about. You know, so your subtitles are they're gonna come and then they're gonna go really quick. So unless you have a really fast reading speed, it's kind of gonna suck.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you got a fast reading speed, then sub would obviously be better. If not, then dub.
Yeah. I've watched this series in dub a couple of times, and I really like it. I mean, I really like the voices and everything for it, especially when you got, you know, the voice for Light Yagami is Brad Swaley, I believe, and he also did the voice of Rock in Black Lagoon and everything. So I mean, there's a connection right there.
That's a great one, though. Black Lagoon.
Yeah, we'll talk about that sometime. But I have watched some of this series in sub, and it's actually really intense in the sub too. I mean,
well, you get a more serious feeling in sub.
Yeah, it just seems like it's a little more suited than the dub, despite being a good dub by Viz Media. I mean, just some of the intense moments, like when Light gets his powers back in the helicopter.
Yeah, when he finally remembers everything, because when he told what's his name, Ryuk, however you tell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was definitely a highlight.
And L's right next to him. And,
yeah.
It's just such an intense moment. And so yeah. So I guess we'll go on to the animation.
It's definitely some of the best that I've ever seen. For sure. I mean, even though it's not on Blu-ray or it's not upscale, it's still at the top. So.
Oh yeah.
The character development was awesome. Character lines was fantastic. It's smooth. It's.
I mean, and the color palette, obviously, going along with the series and the tone, it's all very dark, and everything. And but like, I really liked obviously the character design. It was really good, and just totally drew out like the emotions of the characters, their actions, and everything like that. It just totally, you know, this is one, I'd say the animation and drawing is some of the best that I've seen that totally suits the subject material.
Oh yeah, it's on a level of its own.
Yeah, it's really good, really good. So if anything, watch it for that.
Yeah.
So we'll move right on to the...
Or to see a death god, you know, just become a slave for apples. You know, that part's pretty funny too.
Yeah. Hopefully you got an apple orchard next to you, it'd be good.
Yeah.
If you got Ryuk anyways.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, next we're going to talk about the story. Story obviously wastes no time to develop in the anime.
Yeah, not at all.
You have Light Yagami. I mean, just top of his class student, super smart. His dad's a detective for the JPD or whatever, you know, the Japan Police.
Yeah, his dad's actually the one that's trying to pursue him, and he's always a step ahead of him. So I mean, that kind of, you know, perks your interest right there.
Yeah, but I mean, Light is just, you know, top student. So you wouldn't really think that someone like him would have the thoughts of being the god of the new world, and as Kira using the Death Note, you know, just having the thoughts that he does.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know, then the story runs obviously for 37 episodes. So how it is he gets these powers from a Death Note, and Shinigami comes along, Ryuk, to sort of guide him, but yet just kind of play watcher, you know, because he's like, I'm bored, so now I want to be interested.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I don't doubt it. I would hate being the Shinigami realm. It's fucking boring there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, if I had a chance to go down,
because you can kill each other, but then they're just going to come back.
Yeah. I mean, if I had a chance to, drop a notebook in the human world, entertain myself by somebody just, killing off random people, that'd be kind of cool, too.
Yeah. And so, I mean...
Not that I'm a mass murderer or anything.
And so, and then the story develops, and then you got, this L character who's a super crime-fighting detective, and he solved, like, impossible cases at, Scotland Yard, FBI, CIA, just all these major organizations in the world have had trouble doing, and Kira becomes the biggest case, and L is quickly able to narrow down where Kira is from and everything, and then it becomes just this intense, awesome psychological battle between L and Kira, and where just all sorts of awesome twists and turns. You got and then you got them working together at a point, and then you get like 2/3 of the way through the series. There's a little change.
You find Misa,
and then then you got Misa, and you get a second Kira with her, whatever her Shinigami's called, and then 2/3 of the way through the series, it changes up where
Kira starts working with L.
Yeah, and then really intense shit happens, and then comes along Nier and Mello, who start working with Light, and then it becomes
those two don't come till after Light's dead.
I know, I was trying to avoid talking about it, mentioning that, but I guess we're doing a full review, so we could say that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just introduce two people saying he's gonna work with him when they're trying to avenge him.
Okay, so yeah, L dies.
Okay, but that's not really that big of a shock because
it's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, and in every anime, it's got a bad guy and a good guy that one of the good guys always dies soon. So
yeah,
it's not that big of a shock, but it's pretty fucked up the way he dies. So we'll leave that alone.
Yeah, and then of course you got two like little junior high youngsters.
Yeah.
Who come in and basically they come from a place that they're trained to be the next L, the next super detective.
Yeah, and when they work together, they're definitely better than L. But when they're working separately, not so much.
Yeah, their egos really get in the way.
Yeah.
Well, they're children.
Well, yeah.
Awkwardly. So yeah, but I guess I'll save final thoughts for later. Next is the characters. Obviously, you have Light Yagami, model student. Just. That wants to create the new world and rid the world of
evil.
He
calls it
evil, yeah. And his plan gets vastly sped up thanks to the Death Note.
Yep.
And so then it becomes time to play a little game, or a large scale game. Either way, really good. He's really smart, and definitely one of the smartest anime characters I've seen. And his battle with L, the super detective genius who's super rich,
and then his battle with the second two, that one ends fantastically too. So
yeah, the last 3 episodes are some of the most intense episodes I've seen of shit. It's just,
I mean, it puts Basilisk fucking to shame.
Oh yeah, for some of the last episodes, yeah. I mean, it's intense. I actually bought the first volume. I wasn't even finished with the anime yet, and I went ahead and bought the rest of the series, and went ahead and flew through it, and I had to rewatch those last couple of episodes a couple times right in a row.
Oh yeah.
It was just awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking fantastic.
It is.
It's got to be one of the best. What kind of genre would you call it? I'd call it a mindfuck.
Yeah, it's definitely a mindfuck in its consideration, but
it's definitely one of the best ones.
I mean, with it being in Shonen Jump, obviously it's not 12 volumes and 1 line for a shonen. It call it a seinen then, actually?
Yeah, I guess
Pretty.
it would.
I mean, it's pretty violent.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of language, but
No.
it's just
And
violent. I think with the style of
yeah,
story.
and there's hardly any interaction with females, so that's the main point.
Yeah, the females are all being used. So
Yeah.
I guess you know, for women, you know, this isn't such a big
Yeah.
title.
You want to piss one off, there, get one to watch it.
Yeah. Used in the scheming.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
What's the next topic? Because we're already at 10 minutes.
Yeah. The next topic.
What have we done so far?
I think we're on our 5th topic, which would be anime versus manga.
Oh, okay. The manga is just as in depth as the anime. So I mean, you can read the manga. It actually continues on for maybe a couple episodes worth after you know kind of do the follow up. You know how things really ended and everything.
Well, the manga must include stuff because in the anime they have a 3-year time skip, and then at the end they have a 6-month time skip.
Yeah.
So
so obviously there's going to be more manga chapters, but altogether it's really not that different from the anime. So I mean you can watch the anime and still get the general idea of what the manga says. So I mean I would recommend watching the anime instead of reading the manga.
Yeah, I've read bits and pieces of the manga, but I mean
you're not missing much in the manga if you just watch the anime anyway. So
yeah, when you got something just as well put together and done as this anime, yeah, definitely go for it.
Yeah.
So
I'd give it a 5.
Oh, if I could, I'd give it a 6 out of 5. You know,
yeah,
it's awesome.
Oh, shit doesn't work that way.
Yeah, but before we do some final thoughts and everything, sub versus dub.
Definitely. Well, it goes either way. It really depends on your preference on that.
Because they're both actually pretty good.
Yeah. Like I said, it's got a lot of information. So if you can't read very fast, definitely watch the dub. But I mean, it's completely up to you.
Yeah. And then you know, story, or I mean animation, awesome.
Yeah.
Very suiting.
Top of the line.
Story just very intense, and the whole way through. You hardly have any lag time for anything.
Well, I guess we covered characters while we did the story.
Yeah, we kind of sort of did, but
we kind of merged those together. I mean, that's the best way to do it, though.
You develop a number of characters, but the main characters are the really ones to focus on, and they're really good.
Light, Ryuk, and
L. A little bit of Misa, but she's annoying.
Yeah.
Boo.
That's why she gets killed off. Oops. Spoiler.
It's at the very end, but it's an interesting way. I figured that would happen too.
Oh yeah.
But anime versus manga, I'd say probably the anime would be the easiest and coolest way to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But then I have to actually bring up as a quick little last thought. I sided with L, or not L, Light. I'm a Light fan. I'm a big Light fan. His character and his way of thinking caught me right off the bat.
So he would fit right in Afghanistan and Iraq. But you know, kill all the infidels and shit. But
well, it's not infidel. I mean, I would tweak obviously a little bit what he does, but I just.
But no, I completely agree with Light too. So I mean, it could have gone either way.
I mean, yeah, he's obviously strays away with killing cops and everything.
Yeah, his way of doing things was a bit extreme, but the reason he did it was definitely one of the better reasons.
Yeah, it's actually so. You know, they peg him as an anti-hero, which obviously works. But I rooted for L sometimes, but yet I always wanted Light to come right out on top.
Yeah. In other words, Light is Kira. If you didn't really realize that from earlier parts of this here
Light is Kira. And then at some point it becomes L.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's short in a short way what we got here.
It's actually really detailed. It's more detailed than we've done the other ones.
Yeah, but
and we kept it under 15 minutes.
Yeah. So you know, thank you. This
victory for us.
Thank you, Anime Advice. This has been Dunce Cap. So we'll see you next time. Peace.